All right, welcome to the farm. So we moved here 5 years ago and we started with 4.5 acres. And then 2 years ago, the neighbors next door wanted to sell, and so we were able to expand. So we now have 9 acres. And I always wanted a spot outside of the house to work, but not so far away that I had an actual commute. And so that and a love for tiny houses resulted in building this, which is my tiny house office. It took me about 1.5 years to build, in nights and weekends and little spurts and then slow amounts of time and all of that. But for the last almost 2 years now, I've just had a commute across the backyard, maybe 200 feet from my bedroom to the office. But the nice thing is it's completely separate. So whatever chaos is going on in the house, I can just be in my own world out here in the tiny house. So yeah, that's the idea. Let's go inside and I'll show you around. All right, so it's small. If you know anything about tiny houses, it is on a 24-foot trailer for length, and it is 8 feet wide. And I wanted to make it so that it could be a guest house as well. So instead of just being an office with just my desk, it has also a small kitchen and a full bathroom, and then what could be a sleeping loft. I could take naps up there, I guess, if I wanted, but I haven't put a bed up there. I tried to put in a ton of windows. So all the way around, we have a few closed for shooting, but you just have an incredible view from here out into the whole property. You can see the animals, see everything else. And then here's my desk. So I like having just a single monitor. It's cleaner than having some crazy setup. But in that, a couple things are important. Having a good microphone. I've got that set up for a lot of Zoom calls, podcasts, everything else. The webcam there. And then here I've got a different setup where if I'm recording something for YouTube or a promotional video for ConvertKit, then I've actually got a 4K camera with a teleprompter, and that just streams right into the computer so that I can record a whole video from right there. Everyone always asks what this random little thing on my desk is, and it's just a bunch of marbles and a little timer. So if you know the Pomodoro method, this is like as analog as you can get. And so what it is I just start this timer, runs for 25 minutes, and that's like my focus mode. And then this is just tracking how many focused sessions I did that day. So every time I complete a session, I move it over. And so a good day might have like 7 or 8 of these moved over. And it's just a little like physical ritual to track, like, okay, I'm trying to do focused work rather than jumping between Slack and Twitter and everything else all day. I think my favorite thing in the office is that I can sit here at my desk, and then when I look out the window, there's just the green fields. I can see the chickens, I can see the goats, usually the kids playing out there somewhere. And it just feels like you're out in nature, but here at work. The other great thing is I have all this natural lighting for calls. Like facing a window means that you always look good on a call. Another thing that I love is all these doors open up. So this sliding door right here opens up. The big doors behind you, those open up as well, so you can get a great breeze, and it feels like you're almost working outside, even though you're still in an office. This is my Create sign that is featured in every Zoom call that I'm on. It always says Create quite large above my head. This is something I made in the wood shop a couple years ago. It was in my old office and I brought it out here. I have a CNC machine, so that is a computerized router. So I can take my love for Photoshop and computer graphics and my love for woodworking and bring them together. And this was a bit of a challenging project because the word being raised up, it's on all these little metal dowels, and that made for some fun math and all of that to make that work. It also has LEDs around the side, but it's so bright in here that you can't ever see them and turn them on. Lots of books. People send me books. I like to read a lot of books. And then in trying to make the space as tightly integrated as possible, I sort of have the ladder to the loft and the bookshelf melded together. So just a few small steps to get up there. Anything Nathan Barry related would be complete without some Taylor Swift. So of course have the record player, a few Taylor Swift albums, and then also just a few other creator sessions artists. So we've got Drew Holcomb and Matt Carney and others that we worked with at ConvertKit. And it's just nice to have music playing old school. It is nice to have an actual kitchen with a fully working sink. I've got a little cooktop, can heat my tea here. I have the future belongs to creators mug. There's lots of ConvertKit swag in here. Yeah, so it's nice to have the space, have a little fridge in here. And probably the favorite thing in the office is this little plaque right here, which is another woodworking project that Nathan very special. It just says, we exist to help creators earn a living. And this is something that we've made for every ConvertKit team member. So it sits on their desk or sits in their office and they can see our mission and why we do what we do.